you were speaking just now, and I don't say things like, I don't say God told me this unless I feel like this is coming from a spirit or something like that. But I'm gonna say, I think about you as a person, as an individual today, and we do a lot of advocating, like Breonna Taylor and all these people that passed, Fidel Castro. You could, Alton Sterling, Trayvon. You can go on, you know, new people. Ahmaud Arbery. And when you was just speaking on the spiritual warfare part of it, all I could think about is who you are today. Because earlier I asked you, what did you lose? And then I asked you, what did you gain? But before that, we talked about your passions, and you lit up about dance. And I think, right?
Yes.
So imagine taking this dance now for who you are today. You still love God and this and that, but you're in a new level, right? So I just seen a worldwide dance for justice. Nobody has done that. Nobody has done that, right?
Yeah.
And
I feel
sometimes,
that.
Sometimes I tell people something that the Spirit is giving me, and all the time they don't believe it. And then when it happens, then they coming back like trying to pay me to prophesy or something. I'm not doing that. You tap into your energy, your energy. You have an energy inside, INNERG. Whether it's an inner God, an inner genius, an inner girl, whatever, you got something you can tap into, and God can give you the same thing. That's the problem. We run up behind these pastors and stuff, but to me, it's always relationship. You got access, right? And God just showed me that worldwide dance for justice. Not saying that's got to be the title, but that's the action. Can you now look how God brought it all together? But I ain't done. Look how God brought it all together. I ain't done yet. This is why I like authentic conversations, because something else I wrote. This is my idea up here, but at the beginning, God places you. I wrote that because I wrote God places you, but you said God gives you the core. Core. In your core, you talked about Lena Waithe, David Kalua. You talked about Tyler Perry. God has already placed you in the pedestal, right? Like domestic violence is just something that happened, but it didn't happen. It happened to you, but it happened for you. So you could get to this place. So now I'm not dancing for a marriage, and I'm not held down for this. I know who I am. I know I deserve self-love and self-worth. And now I'm a dance for the world, but I'm going to dance for what's important to me. I'm not dancing for the church. I'm not dancing only for the church. I'm not dancing only to make people happy or whatever. I'm dancing for change. Worldwide dance for justice. Because you already, didn't we just talk about in this conversation how dancers and musicians, come on, musicians, I need Stokely to tap in, because you be supporting him heavy. Okay. Then we talk about how dancers and musicians go before the war. Why aren't dancers and musicians out here waving their flags? See, church, people want to be all religious and hold people like us to a thing. Oh, she cusses, she can't love God. I probably love God more than you do. That's how God taps in and give me the ideas. And that's why we're on here, right? So you can't judge nobody. But people want to keep God in a four wall. People want to keep spirituality in a four wall when you are meant to get out here and change the world.
Go ye
Come
out
on.
into the world.
Listen, as much support that you give to people, as much as you do, I could just see you doing a whole collaboration, and I'll be a part of it. Like a dance. In the back, I'll be like, hey, I got a little extra weight now. Papa, give me that flag. But just imagine, imagine standing up for our ancestors that couldn't fight. Because I'm big about the ancestors and energy. And you tapped in. See, they say whatever troubles you the most is your cause. You have never let up on Breonna Taylor. Why don't you do a Breonna Taylor dance day? Go to where her mama is and pray over that town and release. Come on, somebody. I just felt some chills. I don't know about y'all.
I got chills all day. You don't see me chills?
I got goosebumps. But this message is for you. Okay, and can't nobody take it, so don't worry about it, because what's meant for you is meant for you. God had this conversation. You see, this is when you got to step out of yourself and stop being jealous and step into who you want to be. You reached out and said, I wanted to be on the live, right? And sometimes we think, oh, it's for me. Yeah, it did help me too, but look how God just gave you something. Wow. And God gave me something out of it too, because I ain't talked to nobody like this in a long time. So I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm excited for what you're going to do. I think, like, I can't imagine you not dancing. I always want to see you dancing and modeling. I think you're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
And guess what? I had my Black Lives Matter earrings, and I said, I'm going to take these off because I know she's going to wear them. And you did.
And I did. You see me, huh? And guess what? I was thinking, I was like, she might wear her Black Lives Matter earrings too.
Yeah.
So let's match.
But we both got brown. Come on, somebody.
Brown. Oh my God.
But,
and I can see you on this journey, on this, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a certain word I'm looking for. I can see you on this path with me. Justice. Dance for justice, sing for justice, rap for justice, for just all for our people. I can see you on this caravan as well for justice. I can see you with me, joining forces with me on this, because we're both as passionate about what's going on with our people. We're on that same level. We're on the same level. We have that same passion and urgency and the need to, speak up. And even on our platform, however, I could have 500 people on my platform, following me. I don't care. If one person is paying attention, at least, that's all that matters. And, a lot of people, they follow you on Instagram or whatever social media. They may not say anything, but that doesn't mean they're not looking. And that doesn't mean they're not taking in what you're saying. And I realized that because some people, after a while, they were like when I was sharing a lot of Breonna Taylor stuff, and anything dealing with what happened to our people, and some people will come to me afterwards, like when I'm done, and maybe like a week later. I really enjoy all the posts that you put, all of that really bless me. So you just never know. They may not hit the like button, they may not say nothing, put in the comment section at that time, but you're reaching somebody. I'm reaching somebody. We're both reaching somebody, and the things that you do. And I love, girl, you be on it, honey. You be on it, and I love your work. I love what you do. I love your gifting, and I love your passion. And I want you to continue to do what you're doing, continue with working on your apps and your book. That's therapeutic. I know the whole process is being therapeutic for you. You need this because it's part of your healing journey as well. So continue to go through with it. You're going to wake up like I was waking up 3 o'clock in the morning many times with ideas. God will wake me up and say, look, write this down. Da, 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 da. You probably experienced that. You will continue to experience that throughout this journey of your book. But do know this is part of your healing process, and you're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger through this process. And you're going to continue to always say that was a blessing and a curse at the same time. But it was a blessing that came out of it because it made you who you are today, and will continue to make you even stronger who you will be in the future. Standing for justice and for our people and doing all kind of wonderful things. You have a whole lot going for you and a whole lot in store for you. I see it and I believe it, and I'm standing with you. That's why I'm always supporting you. I'm always supporting you. But let me ask you this.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you the same questions. How did you feel when you filed for divorce? What was your feeling?
When I filed, by the time I filed, I went through different emotions, but by the time I filed, like the harassment and all the stalking and stuff, even though he had restraining order on me, he was still going by my cousin's house because I stayed there, flattening my tires, scraping up my window. He worked for a government company, and he had been driving my car, and they had like the little sticker on my car. He came it's in the inside of my car.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was there because he took the sticker off from the inside. You ain't even supposed to be on my property. And my car was parked behind my cousin had a fenced in gate. So that means he was crawling over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like leaving messages about my friends, where they live, on paper, on the seat, stuff to let me know. So by the time it came, I was like, oh, I'm ready because you're doing too much. And I remember I remember like advocates telling me to get a restraining order in the beginning, and I was like, I talked to him about it. Looking back, it's so stupid, but I didn't know. And I said, listen, why don't you go get a battery intervention course? And I said, you do this and things will get better. And because I don't want to mess your name up, because your name is my name, right? Mind you, he told me I had to earn the right for finances, and I had to earn the right to change my last name to him, even though we just got married, right? So, yeah.
You had to earn it. Okay.
Yeah. But so by the time all that happened, I realized like he called the police on me and lied and said I broke into our house. And then when I said, I'm sitting up here trying to protect you and you going to try to send me to jail, that's when I realized, oh, this going down. This going
Yes.
Because they will try to destroy everything good that's going for you. And just so they can be on top, they like to see you down low. And I don't know why.
How are you feeling now?
I went through a lot of time, like, I didn't realize like I was going through it. So I was just living in like survival mode all these years. Because when I got the restraining order, you ain't supposed to talk to him, whatever. And I knew because how he treated me, he didn't want to work things out. So I knew I couldn't talk to him, like be like, hey, let's work it out. So I didn't. I respect. So the day I got the restraining order, I have never spoken one word to him in 5 years. It's been 5 years of constant stalking, harassing, breaking into my phones, hacking and stuff for 5 years. And I've said nothing. And I did file like some police reports, but you don't get a lot of help sometimes with the government.
Yeah.
So how I feel now, I feel I put a lot of work into myself. Like, but now I'm investing in myself, and I'm like getting into opportunities, places like how you met David Kalua and Lena Way. Like I had to look back at my life and say, 9 months after you kicked me out and make me homeless, I'm up here having dinner with Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
9 months after. Yeah. Like I'm surrounded by billionaires. I meant you kicked my favorite crush from long ago, Warwick Dunn. That was my first ever crush, even before. Well, yeah, he might have came before Andre 3000. Warwick Dunn, right? And guess what? You can ask my friends that I was in Cali with. I was talking about them all the time before I moved back and got married. I was talking about Warwick Dunn. I was like, when I leave Cali, I'm going to marry Warwick Dunn. And one day, my ex, I was at my best friend's house because he used to let me stay there because I didn't have nowhere to go. And he would come over, like break in my car and do stuff on the property, and he flattened my tires, and I was so sad. I drove around for a week. I was like, I was angry. I was sad. I was like, why do I gotta keep going through this? And for a week, I drove on a flat tire, and air pump was right up the street. And then the day I was like, I'm gonna take my joy back. I'm gonna drive and go get me some air. I'm gonna take my joy back. I pull up to the Kroger, and who was out there? Work done. I said, what the right? What the devil meant for your bad, God will mean for your good. It took me 21 years to meet my crush. But I met him because of what he did. He tried to hurt me. And I noticed that every time that he tried to hurt me, even today, anything that he does to try to hurt me, it always propels me to the next level. So, and I met Warwick Dunn and had a real conversation. Like, he didn't want to stop talking. I'm like, bro, I don't know what to say. Like, cause yeah. because I finally got to talk to him about things that matter, like his mom and his book, not just like, oh, I love you and
Yeah.
be my baby daddy, but but the bigger thing is, I think God was showing me, you can have these things that you want and you can be in these circles. You got to let this go. And so now, as I really have let it go, and I'm investing in myself, and knowing that I'm called to be a transformational life coach. Like, I've been doing this the whole time, like helping people with their business and stuff like that. But I never could do it for me. And it was because I didn't have the self-love or the self-worth. And now I feel like, I don't know if he could ever call me again. I've been like, bruh, that's a wrap. Like, at first I used to look for an apology. But once you realize you may never get that, because you'll spend a year or two waiting for an apology, and that sucker is not going to apologize.
No.
So once I realized, like, I can't forgive. Now I'm working on forgiveness. That's something because every time I think I forgive, it's something that happened. But knowing that you can't move to your next level of destiny until you healed or done the work. You can be called to greatness, but until you do the work to transform your mindset. That's why I do that mastermind stuff, because it's changing your mind. Like Shakari Richardson, Shakari. I had posted last month, like, she had said something, and I was like, her mind has changed. She healed. And then a month later, she the fastest woman in the world. And like, you could see it on her. You could tell, you could see when somebody is about to take flight. And I feel that for me, and I feel that for certain people in my life. And I'm like, for so long, I'm sorry I'm saying a lot, but I gotta say, for so long I've tried to include the wrong people and bring them with me. I've like tried to be like, I don't want to leave you, and bring the wrong people with me out of love and this and that. But I should have been bringing a certain other type of people with me. And that's the people as I invest in myself, I'm investing in the people that I believe in too. And it came from domestic violence.
Wow.
And I just got to say one other thing, because we talk about justice for our culture, and that's very important. But the whole principle behind spirituality is all inclusive. And people like to say, just because you standing up for Black people, that you don't like nobody else. How can the word? One of my one of the scriptures that I really appreciate says, how can you serve a God whom you haven't seen, but hate your brother who you see every day? God said, depart from me, for the love of God is not in you. Okay? You worker of iniquity. So when the word call you a worker of iniquity, you know you fired. You fired, bro. But so it's okay. When I say worldwide dance for justice, I don't want you to think like it's going to start with, Black rights, but it's going to progress to human rights. And you confirmed it when you said, and he was jealous, and I went to Germany. You already been across the waters with your dance, right?
Yes. Yep. Surely did.
I think it's so beautiful to live in this moment, in this time, because it's a scary time. I think it's a time, it can be scary, but it's also a time for manifesting your greatest life ever. And I'm excited for you, and I'm thankful that you talked to me, because it's been a long time since I just had like conversations. So thank you.
Oh, cool. My pleasure. My pleasure. But yes, I definitely, for our people, but yes, justice for humanity, of course, but beginning with our people. So inclusive, including others, yes, it's definitely. But our people need to come first. They come first. Right now. So.
And I can't wait to see it. I think like you are not what happened to you. And you know that, but a lot of people that might be tapping in, they don't know that Jess is just for now. But I know that this video will change some lives. And like you said, people send me, because I be thinking I ain't doing nothing, and I be getting so many DMs, right? And the most beautiful people that I don't think have been through what they've been through, they're like, well, I experienced this, and I'm like, what the heck? You know, like I wouldn't have guessed that. But just to know, I want to just piggyback and just say, you have a master's degree, you're an author, you're an actress, you're a dancer, you work in the medical profession, you are a worldwide catalyst for change through dance. Come on, mission statement. No, I'm just
All right, for the mission statement.
listen. I got a cousin, Kimberly Sellers Bates, and I be talking about her all the time. Nonprofit. You started a nonprofit and get it funded and hit go. I got my CDL. I'll drive the bus for you. I'll drive you. The tour bus. I think that'd be so dope.
That would be.
Get a singer, get some singers, some musicians, and just do it.
Yep. Have your own fleet.
Well, I'm just excited. I just want to thank you. Tell the people how, if they want to follow you or just talk to you about dance or different things.
Okay.
How can they follow you?
You can reach me on social media. I'm Trina Lee here on Facebook, Twitter, Threads. I'm barely over there, but and on God's Tree on Instagram. That's how you can reach me. I do have earrings and books still for sale at anointedtodance.com.etsy. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, you can purchase a book. I still have books and you don't have to. And people in church felt that my book was only for dancers, and they weren't. It's for everybody in church: the pastors, the choir directors, the choir members, the ushers, the deacon board, every member who enters the church. That was my audience. You know how they always say you have a target audience? Yeah, and I said my target audience is everybody, because my personal opinion is, my perception is, everybody needs to know and understand what you see. You know, you see dancers up there dancing, but do you understand what they're doing? Do you understand why they're there? So in order to get an understanding, especially choir members, the choir and dance ministry go hand in hand. You're under the dance ministry is under the umbrella of the choir. So choir members especially should be familiar and knowledgeable of the dance ministry. So I talk about all that in my book. So yeah, that's how you can reach me. That's how you can reach me for now.
Anointed to dance. Y'all tap in.
Anointed to dance, for sure.
Something that Trina said at the beginning. She said, like, she this nice person, but she do bring it to you. Don't go to her page talking about, well, I thought you was just Jesus. She Jesus, but let me say, I had tried to put a little song, one of my songs, to the beat. She was like, came back with a hard one. I was like, okay, well, that's what we're going with.
Your song. And she is it with the song. She's very crafted with the graphics as well as the music and what God gives to her to say, to speak her truth and speak everything that needs to be said, that things that people don't want to say. She says it because it needs to be said, and reaching the world. And you are going to places. You are going higher and higher. God is going to protect you. He's protecting you, and he's going to even protect you even more. He may have 3 angels around you, but he's going to add, I pray and ask him to send you 5 more. Just cover all around you to protect you from this enemy that's constantly attacking you. And God said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It will develop and try to come about. But I pray and speak against that enemy that's in your life. And I pray and ask God to continue to cover you, give you peace in your mind, peace in your spirit, peace in your heart, and peace in your body, and give you strength in every area that you need so you can continue to focus on you and focus on all the gifts that he's placed in you to develop and to go forth in Jesus' name to reach the world, to reach the masses, because the masses need you.
Oh, Jesus, amen. I receive it. I wish I had my little sound bolt. I receive it. You know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to the place that I've always been called to be, because I just always wanted to. It's a goal of mine to take the people that have always believed in me, have donated to me, have always seen me through. It's been a goal just for me to pay for them to, like, hey, a full all expense trip. And I never told nobody out loud, but it's what goal. Like, I'm paying for everybody. We hitting up Bali. Like, I'm buying the island for a week and we chilling. Don't you? I'm flying you out. You know, like. So I thank you for being a part of my life. I thank you for following your dreams, even in the midst of what could have deterred you. You still stuck it out. You showed up for us, and you showed up and did what you had to do, because one thing about it, in a mastermind, that's a mastermind mindset. And the thing of it is, because you showed up for what you were supposed to do, what you were called to do, you opened the door for me.
Amen.
And so many others, but I'm just talking to me, because a lot of times, most of the times, our visions and stuff is tied up to other people, and they can't get to where you got to go until you get to where you're going. Like, and it may not always look like you're in the right place, but because you didn't give up and you kept going, you changed the lives of so many people. And a lot of times people think, well, look at her, she thinks she all that, and she wrote a book and she got an app and she got this coming. But that didn't just come from me. It came from Trina teaching me how to dance, how to love myself. Because if I wouldn't have had that background, then when I was in the situation, I wouldn't know how to pray and get out. It don't mean that everything went away. So a lot of times, that's what's meant by my success is your success. And if we tap into that and stop being jealous and stuff, we'll realize that we all connected, right? Sure. And that's why we have to do stuff like dance for Breonna Taylor or do this and that, because we connected. So I love you, girl.
I love you too, sis. It's been a pleasure. I love it. And we're going on IG next.
Yeah, I had to cut that out for me, but I'm down with you.
When you're ready to get back up, when you're up and running, let's do it.
But I do pray that you I don't know if you got TikTok and stuff. I don't do that TikTok, but I do pray that you or not just pray. I do hope that you would do more TikToks. I haven't seen a TikTok, but concerning the matter, like just everything that you put in your book, because there's a community of dancers out there that need the information, they need to know the colors. Because I think I messaged you and I was like, let's start a camp, right? Because I always wanted to do that with you. I've always wanted to do that, but that may be the camp, the TikTok. And because it goes further, it's worldwide. You are worldwide. You're worldwide. And you're a mastermind. And I think like you would have such a great following of people, because people still go to church, but people don't have the knowledge that you have or the spirituality. So seeing you on a platform, so basically I would like to see you talk more about like creating a platform for yourself. Like, hope, you know.
I never thought of TikTok on that sense, because I go to TikTok for entertainment and laughter, but I never thought about it, because I do have an Anointed to Dance Instagram page, but I never thought about transfer, and as well as Facebook, but I never thought about transferring it over to TikTok, and I just might do that.
Yeah, because even if you start, see, this is a part of my life coaching, and I'm learning transformational coaching, and I'm not trying to coach you, but this is teaching me how to do it.
I'm always open.
But just even if you did like once a week, like the dance movement of the week or the color of the week, and we're going to talk about this. It don't have to be nothing elaborate. It's just starting, because it's going to grow for itself. But if people just out here doing stuff just to do it and not knowing the meaning behind it, and you know the meaning. So You can't just hold it in. You got to. Not saying you are, but I'm just
Right.
saying as people we can't.
Right.
But I'm so happy to talk to you.
I appreciate that.
I love you.
Jump on it for sure. And I
And
love you too, honey.
And let's see if we can manifest David Banner calling me for my
Come
birthday.
On, David. You better call her for her birthday. Let's go.
You better call me. David Banner better call me before David Kalua do. Somebody felt it.
I felt it.
No, I'm just all right, Queen. Oh, one last thing since we talked about that, we didn't say, and this has been a challenge for me. And I know, thank you. I know this is going over our time, but dating. Are you dating somebody, or would you like? How has this affected your dating life? Do you want to date? Are you dating somebody? Because for me, I was like, bro, I ain't talking to nobody. But what about you?
Actually, I was interested in a couple of guys. We talked and stuff like that, but at one point, the first guy I talked to after that separation, I was in the place of I don't want to get married no more. I was in that mindset. My whole being, my body, my spirit, everything was like, I don't want to get married no more. I just want to be, you know. But I think 3 years after, I think last year, really, going into my third 3.5 to 4th year, I started becoming more open to remarrying. So, but yeah, as far as dating, I was talking to a few people. Yeah, but I fell in love.
You did?
I did. I fell deep with somebody, but it didn't work out. So, but yeah, but that I'm still open because, and like somebody mentioned on TikTok, I don't book, and I feel the same way. I still believe in love because of the way I love. And there's somebody out there, like you mentioned earlier, somebody out there who's going to reciprocate the kind of love, karma. That you give good karma's out there too. Good karma's going to come back to us. So the way I love hard, I love deep. I give whatever you want, do whatever you need. I'm your big support. The way I love is the reason why I still believe in love. No matter how many heartbreaks, I still believe in love. But I take my time. I'm taking my time. Right now, I'm not dating anyone. And I'm not really interested in anyone right now. But I am, open. I'm becoming more open. And then, of course, I'm more open to marriage, remarrying again, because that was my first. And I wanted my first to be my only and my last, but it didn't work out. So, and it was a blessing. And like I tell people, I told somebody the other day, I said, I'm happily divorced.
I started to post
I'm
that
happily
yesterday.
divorced, baby. Don't be like, oh, you tell people, oh, I'm divorced. Oh, I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry for me.
That's exactly.
I'm happily divorced.
That's exactly how I go. They be like, I'm sorry, don't be. They be like,
no.
Because relationships, I cannot say how much it can affect. Do I date? No.
Are you interested? Open?
David Banner, David Kalua, Andre 3000. You ain't them three.